Hi everyone! So today we're going to be playing this virtual novel, called Cupid. So let's start. I saw this for free on Steam, so I'm like, why not? I love you. I love you, I love you. I love you. There's no need to explain it. It's only natural. A mother loves her daughter more than anything else in the world. What about the sons? He hates you, doesn't he? The whole world of them despises you, don't they? Chasing you into the forest and gulping a hole into your leg. Or gouging a hole into your leg. I can't read tonight. All because you smiled at their husbands. Wow! Bitches! I mean, and you know what? You deserve it. You freak. You disgusting, horrible, filthy little girl. Didn't I tell you to stay away from them? You never listen. Serves you right for being a little slut that you are. Oh, okay then. But you don't have to worry, my darling. It's all right. Even if the whole world wishes you dead, I promise you this. Your mother will always be by your side. Thanks, Mom. My goodness, child, whatever happened to you? Am I like Little Red Riding Hood? A girl was slumped in the doorway, soaked by rain. Her legs were covering the dirt and blood. Covered by, I should say. She lifted... I can't read this, hold on. She lifted her head up upon hearing the priest's voice and stared at him with blank eyes. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. She hobbled forward. Her blooded leg gave away. Automatically, the priest rushed forward to steady her. Years of spiritual training had prepared him for the most unexpected guest to his church. He sprang to action. He ushered her to a pew, brought out some clean cloths and a stick, and began to bandage the wound on her leg. Yet, throughout all this, he found that he could not take his eyes off her. Is he her then? He could be gazing at the roll of the bandages in his hand, deciding how to tie them. And then, out of nowhere, he would be staring into her eyes. Even with all the mud and grime smeared across her face, he couldn't deny that she was absolutely beautiful. She looks like a wreck. How old was she? 20? 18? 16? Her face was so young. The priest had aged since his desire for the opposite sex, but somehow something about her enraptured him. Then, when he realized his own thoughts, he quickly stirred them from his mind towards other matters. My child, what happened to you? She seemed to take all the time in the world before responding. He looked at me. Looked? He looked at me, and he touched me, and he started to kiss me. My God, what? At first, the priest didn't understand. Then he realized with a jolt of anger what she meant. It was happening more and more often nowadays. The young men of France these days were spirited, uncontrolled ruffians. A lady walking home by herself one night would be prey to a few number of them. Lust. One of the 7 deadly sins. The one that the priest personally despised the most. Furrowing his brow in sorrow, the priest laid a hand on her thigh. You are safe now, child. God's house is sanctuary for the faithful. What if I'm not faithful? See, this girl has the right idea. I don't think he'll take me. He looked at her in confusion. You see, Father, I have sinned again. Right there, among the pews, before the altar of God, she bowed her head. I'm sorry? Was the apology to him or for someone else? Her hair hid her face and her eyes, and the priest could make neither head nor tail of her. He suddenly realized his hand was still on her thigh. He hurriedly drew it away. I'm sorry. She repeated the phrase over and over. After a while, the priest got up. Don't fret, child. You're not to blame. I will collect your local constable, but in the meantime, you are free to make yourself at home here. I will fetch you a hot drink. Thank you, Sheldon. He patted her hand and left to go to the back room. She remained seated in the pew, her head bent forward. As the priest's footsteps died away, the entire church fell into silence. Now it was the dead of night. The clouds covered the sky. Barely a sliver of moonlight filled through the stained glass. The girl sat alone in a ring of darkness. She opened her mouth. No, I know. If I may say my piece, surely. Who are we talking to? Yes, mother. But he is very kind. Haven't learned your lesson, idiot. I fear your safety. Oh, I get to pick one. What do you mean I haven't learned my lesson? Of course I've... Oh, it did call me a slut earlier. So I'm either... we're gonna go with this one. You truly are an idiot. Haven't you learned your lesson? You were injured because of your own doing, and you dare tempt fate again? I'm sorry, Mother. I thought it would be better to eat and sleep first before I left. Please don't be angry. Should I be a bitch or should I be kind? I will be kind. I only want what is best for you, child. Do you believe that? Yes. You saw the way the priest looked at you, didn't you? And still, you insist on staying. Where's your head? So, follow my words. That is final. Flee and never look back. Yes, Mother. I understand. I shall leave at once. How am I going to mind you like this? You attract much misfortune everywhere you go. I'm going to be a bitch. Why must you be like this? You were a blight to my heart. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. The girl sat in silence. Mother was right after all. She was always right. Everything was her fault. Her fist shook with a mixture of fear and convention. She had to do penance. Mother, give me strength. There was something I wished to do. The girl rose from the pew. In front of her was the altar, and on top of the altar was an ornately decorated cross. It was wide as her head, and the tip of the cross had been crafted as such. It was razor sharp. She felt the power. She left the pew, knelt briefly, then walked over to the altar. Don't tell me. You're quite sure you're doing this? The girl's arm trembled ever so slightly. What other way is there for me to atone? She picked up the cross. Oh, my daughter. Mother is proud of you. Mother seems like a bitch. Slowly, she brought the sharp edge close to her face. So close that it hovered just below her left eye. And then she